So I had a water leak in my camper along that back wall there, and it came across over into the bathroom. And I'm going to take you up top and show you where I'm at. I'm about ready to glue it all back together, but I said, you know what, maybe I'll make a video, put it up on YouTube, and someone can get some use out of it. So right here, well, right back here is the seam that leaked, and this is the veneer that has that white whatever wallpaper something on it. I cut, this is a cross section of the ceiling. It's got like a Luan underlayment, then foam, and then another Luan underlayment, and then the rubber roofing membrane goes over the top, this stuff here. So it's been drying for 3 days. It's aluminum framing. That's a good thing for me because nothing's rotting, nothing's falling apart. Like the structural integrity of the framing is all still there. You got the aluminum there, aluminum here. I got 1/3 hand in the tub supporting this section of the ceiling, and then I've got these walls here to the left and this cabinet that also supports a good section of it. Got another 1/3 hand supporting this area, and now I got to cut some blocks to go between the bunk bed and the ceiling to hold that piece of 3/4 inch plywood up. Right now I'm going to cut the foam and then cut the Luan right here on the table saw, and get to gluing the foam down. That's the next step, is getting that foam glued down. I'm going to attempt to take this foil off because I don't think glue's going to stick to it. I'm not sure how easy it's going to go. Now the glue that I got, it's just a cheap liquid nails. I think it's a polyurethane based glue which doesn't melt styrofoam. A lot of the better glues are solvent based and will just immediately turn your foam into mush. Plastic coating on here. It's not also. Hopefully this is easy. The reason I did buy styrofoam without this on here is it's not really available. You probably have to go to a supply company or some sort of supplier. And people love this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect fit. Yeah. Glue to this surface rather than this surface. It's part of it. Oh yeah. Quite a bit of weight on here. I've got some tire chains. The best use I've found for diesel exhaust fluid. Holding this down. I think I might get some more weight on this side. Got a bag of thin set. You got to act quick in this heat. You don't want the liquid nails to skin over. So once this sets up, I'm going to go back with great stuff, this stuff here, and get these little gaps, these tiny little gaps here. As you can see, I've got all my foam squirted in, and it's actually kind of dry, cured up a good bit all along here. I have it tarped off all night long. And let's go take a look, see if it's stuck. Okay, things have all dried up, and I'm just pulling off the great stuff. This stuff binds this stuff to wood really well, but it also caused a hump from like here to here. I got some 80 grit sandpaper. I'm going to smooth all this out. Oh no, there we go. I'm just taking measurements all the way across here. I think 17 1/4 is going to get me my best. Just barely. Got to drill a hole for the whatchamacallit, the vent for the sewer pipe, the black water tank. What do we have here? Ooh, that's gonna break me. Got a dull blade in this. And we'll start a fire. Holy Jesus. Flip it over so I don't let it blow out. There we go. All right, well, I've got what I think is enough glue. It might not quite be as much as I could use. It's that liquid nails again that's safe to use on foam. Everything's been vacuumed off. I even got a V-notch trowel that I would like to trowel this entire piece of Luan. Got some clouds, which is good, gives me a little bit more working time. The working time is supposed to be 30 minutes. So to start with, I'm going to go around the perimeter here. All around. Here goes. Jeans. So I'm using these self-tapping screws. These are not stainless, but it's what I've got, and in theory these should never get wet. If they get wet, I got bigger problems. But it's a real low profile head, which will be perfect for the membrane to go over. So here's where we're at, and it's the end of the day of working on the camper. I've got this fiberglass screwed to that, I think it's got to be 3-inch wide aluminum square tubing there. I also have the Luan screwed, glued to the foam, and oh, I can't do anything until I can take the weights off. But after I take all the weights off, I've got to start cleaning that rubber roof, getting all the little bits and pieces off of it. But I'll be able to flip it back over this way. And the best part is in the mail. The miracle sealant should be here by the end of the day tomorrow. So it's been a few days. I got the Luan down. I've got some Gorilla Tape that spans the joints of the two sections of underlayment. I've swept everything off, vacuumed everything off. Just went over the rubber with denatured alcohol. I'm trying to get everything as clean as possible. I think I might do one more sweep because I see things blowing onto it. And then it's time to get out the 90. The 3M high strength 90 is the contact cement that I'll be using to stick this to this. You can't really see it come out on the wood, but it's supposed to come out in what they call a spider web pattern. Just going back and forth, back and forth. Now it says to do 2 to 3 coats of this stuff before you bond it. So I'm going back over to the wood side and get another coat on there. Let's see if we can do this. So I think what's next is I pull this back, and there's butyl tape on the bottom, and butyl tape goes on the top, and then my track gets squished and screwed down out over everything. Here's the butyl tape. I decided that I don't think it's going to rain, and I'm going underneath, then on top, then in the corners, and then I'll be screwing this back down. Even though I did get a new one, I'm going with the old one. They couldn't find me one that was this wide. Here's a quick update on the roof. It's all put back together. We had a pretty significant rainstorm the other night and nothing leaked. I'm still not done. You can see I got the internal bond tape around everything, all the old seams down here. Those little ripples there are in the rubber roof where it didn't stick down all the way. So that 3M adhesive, spray adhesive, didn't work nearly as good as I thought it would. So I did put this new roof vent on, and this lap sealant here is only 2 days old. So I will just stay away from this. I'll just paint up to this because I'll be going around all these things with a paintbrush. This is the part 1, and I sprayed it all over with a garden sprayer. It says it's supposed to turn it white. I see a little bit of whiteness coming back here, but nothing over there yet. You gotta let it sit for a minimum of 15 minutes. I'll probably give it 20 minutes. And then we power wash. So here's the finished roof after about a month. I'm gonna focus on mainly the repair area here. So this little bump here, this is the laminated wood from the old roof that was stuck to the roofing membrane. So that's why it's kind of transferring through. This is not a bubble here. We do have a couple bubbles here where it did come a little loose, but overall it's held up great. We've got maybe 1,000 miles on it, 80 miles an hour down the highway. The Eternal Bond tape is amazing stuff. I'll use this in the future if I ever have an old camper again. So you spray down the primer, and then you power wash it off. You let it completely dry, and then what I did is I went around with a paintbrush and kind of cut in just around different areas. Then came back with a roller, rolled the whole thing, let that dry. It was maybe an hour, hour and a half, and then came back with a second coat and rolled on a whole nother second coat. It's done great, no leaks. We've had a bit of rain. I think it's going to hold up for several years, and then it's just going to be maintenance. So it's probably maintenance free for at least 2 years, and then you'll have to get back to your normal maintenance that you do on camper roofs.